So, are you ascending yet? Have you made it up into the fifth dimension, living heaven on earth on 5D new earth where everything is perfect or not? Well, let's find out in this video. You are divine. Hello, beautiful child of the stars, earth angel. I'm Natascha, and my mission is to help you walk in sovereignty and freedom, to detach from the matrix, to know who you are as that beautiful being of light who came from the stars, to help humanity rise. I'm here to help you step into your purpose, connect you with that divine guidance. So don't give up, keep going. Stick around this community. There are many supportive teachings for you. And if you want to expand rapidly to the next level, you can also work with me one-on-one. Below this video is the link. I have a new 3-month coaching program that will catapult you truly to the next level in your ascension process. Okay, but today we're trying to find out if you are ascending and how far are you along the journey. So for those who are new to this subject matter, let's explain what is ascension. What is it? And I'm talking about spiritual ascension of humans from one dimension to the next. So this is our beautiful Earth, Mother Gaia, existing right now in the third dimension, mostly. This is us, beautiful little humans, living in 3D. There's the hat again, don't know why. Also, right, living in 3D on our beautiful Mother Earth. And we are living here because we basically came in from a higher dimension as a soul, okay? To incarnate, to merge with a human body, to live our lives here in the third dimension. That's our experience. So, the third dimension is the dimension of incarnation, is the dimension of separation, of solidity. Everything is very physical and it's vibrating at a slow rate, because the rate at which your electrons, which your body is created out of, it's electrons coming together and creating a physical body projected by you, and the rate at which they vibrate determines the dimension you live in. So the third dimension is very dense, and the electrons are vibrating very slowly. Slow electrons, right? Slow, they're vibrating. It's supposed to be a vibration. And we decided to come here to incarnate as a human being. Why did we do this? It's our free will and choice. It truly is. Let me just take a sip of tea. I'm a little bit hoarse today. Don't know why. My trusty Earl Grey tea always does the trick. We came in, and you who is watching right now, and this is important to say because it ties in with our question, are you ascending? Basically, you came here from a higher ascended dimension. So the soul, this is a planet, okay, a different planet. Planet, which is 5D plus, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D. So most of you came in from a higher dimensional ascended planet down to non-ascended Earth. You are a starseed and light worker, and every single one of you came here for one reason, We have many purposes, but there is one common denominator why we are all here. And I say this with confidence after having channeled, worked with many people, and working in the Akashic record to get truth. All of you came here for the same reason of helping humanity, which is in trouble right now, which has been in trouble because it has been infiltrated and governed by negative soul groups for a long time. So you heard the call of Gaia saying, help, help, there's trouble. We were supposed to ascend a long time ago, but we're not ascending. So I'm talking about this lifetime. In this lifetime, you came here because you heard Gaia's call, and you came to help humanity ascend, and you came to help in the fight of the battle between dark and light. Especially in this lifetime. This is an important lifetime. Very important. Because this is the lifetime of disclosure. This is the era of a great decision. Are we going into a golden age of ascension again, or are we going down? All right. So this you have to know before you can realize if you're ascending or not, right? So you came here from an ascended place and you are living, breathing light. You are a being of light. You are doing your job, no matter if you know you're doing it or not, but you're bringing in high dimensional, high vibrational frequencies to help in the ascension process. So one question I've answered, yes, Gaia and us, we are trying to ascend. We're trying to ascend. We're trying to move our physicality, right? The collective, the earth, everything that's physical. We're trying to move ourselves up, 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 out of the third dimension, right? Out of a state of separation into the fifth dimension, 5D Earth. We're trying to move up. So what happens exactly when we are ascending? It means we are, through our consciousness, through our will, through our choice, through our practice, through doing all the work that we're doing every single day. That's why I'm here, that's why you're here. Through focusing on and living unity consciousness. All right? The ascension, ascended Earth, ascended Earth is the fifth dimensional unity consciousness. Okay, it is, we call it New Earth, we call it Heaven on Earth, we call it 5D New Earth, we call it Ascended Gaia. And this is basically the whole planet with all its people, animals, and everything, the whole planet shifting the vibration, speeding up the electrons, moving from a state of separation to a state of unity, unity consciousness, a state of love consciousness. That's why we practice everything we practice, so we can actually get there. So we can ascend individually or as a whole. So we came here, you and me, to go on a individual ascension process to help catapult the whole of Earth into the ascension process. Like, I'm telling you a lot, like a boom, 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 right away. But this is what it is. This is why you're here. You're here to help Gaia ascend. You're here to help annihilate, dissolve the darkness, the duality. You came here to help conquer. Okay, you know who these are? I always draw these. Let's draw a little tail here and like a cloven hoof, maybe. A cloven hoof. These are the negative beings who are enslaving the planet. Put little Dracula teeth. We know this. They have been here, as I've said in most of my videos, for maybe 400,000 years, coming in Anunnakis and, well, the Anunnaki, the negative Anunnaki, and the Draconians mainly, you know, coming from Alpha Draconis, reptilians, negative ones. So they are the ones who came here infiltrating our beautiful Earth and creating a slave society, which we are partially living in right now. So you came here to help expose and dissolve this negativity so Gaia can rise to its rightful place in the fifth dimension as an ascended planet. You know, most planets in the universe are fifth dimensional or higher. Most planets are ascended. So where you came from, the planet you came from, is already ascended. Earth is lagging behind a little bit because Earth is such an incredible like it's hard to even explain what this Earth is. It's an incredible planet with so many possibilities, with so many types of beings, climate zones, dimensions. It's an incredible place, and a lot happens here, and we have free will choice here. And that's why it was possible for negatives to infiltrate and to enslave the humans. And that's why we're here. We're here to help Gaia rise. And Gaia, our planet, has ascended before. We have had eras of fifth dimensional ascended Earth, but it fell down again because of these negative beings. It wasn't able to sustain the fifth dimension. It wasn't there entirely, but most of the planet had already ascended. We'll talk about this in another video, but we fell down again. And now is really a critical point. Like, now we have to make that choice. What are we going to do? Are we going to ascend Gaia? Are we going to rise towards the light, like everything does? In a cosmic cycle, the Big Bang happens and everything expands from the 12th dimension, unity, complete unity, to individuate itself. We become individual souls. And part of that is the expansion into lower densities to get as far away from God as possible. That's part of the cycle. And then at some point we come back to the Creator. And that's the cycle of going towards the light. So we go away from the light, individuation, and we come back to the light. It's inevitable. Everything comes back to the light at some point. And right now we're at a point, like we went like this, whoom, and now it's time to go back up. We tried several times, but this is the time where we will decide, are we going to go back up towards the light, to the fifth dimension, sixth, seventh, and so on, until finally Earth ascends into our sun in the 10th dimension. And then at some point merges back to Creator for another Big Bang to happen. Is that going to happen? Or is Earth going to descend even more? Right? Descension. Boom. Boom. Down here to negative 4D, then negative 5D, as above, so below. Negative, can you even see this? Yeah, you can. Negative 6D, and so on, all the way down to negative 12D, which is the depths of hell, if you want to define it like that. So the question is, where are we going? Down or up? Part of Earth is already in the negative fourth dimension, right? If this is Earth, okay, parts of Earth reside in the negative 4 dimension, minus 4D. Minus 5D, I don't think so, because they'd be completely disappeared from our vision. And I haven't seen that yet in my channelings, but negative 4D I've seen. And certain people, certain cities and countries have slipped down into the nightmare realms. Negative 4D for me is the nightmare realms, plus 4D. In my frame of reference, my friends, in my frame of reference, negative 4D is thought, right? It's a different dimension, is the dimension of thought, magic. It's like an in-between realm. It's the dream realms. So it's kind of like a layer on top of 3D, if you want to see it as such, that you have to go through to reach the fifth dimension. And the negative fourth dimension is also here. If you want to see it, part of the fourth dimension is very negative. That's where nightmares happen. When you have nightmares, you're in the negative fourth dimensional astral realms. That's where false light teachings are. That's where demons hang out. That's where negative beings hang out. That's why if you go there in a dream, it becomes a nightmare, right? It makes sense. So basically, as above, we can go to the fifth, sixth, seventh, and so on dimension, and we can ascend from dimension to dimension in the life cycles and eras of a planet. And we are here now trying to ascend. Because by us being here, spreading light, dissolving the negative agendas and the negative beings, by doing our work, by waking up in the Great Awakening, seeing, oh my gosh, wow, what's going on here? I am a fifth or higher dimensional being in a human body in this third dimension, and there's stuff going on. There's negatives trying to pull us down into a descension timeline instead of ascension, which I want, because I'm a divine being coming from up there, and it's beautiful up there. All right? So descension timeline. Descension. I think I spelled this wrong. Descension. Descension timeline. Now, are you ascending? And how can you tell if you are ascending? First of all, you are ascending, okay? You came here as a being of light to ascend, to help humanity ascend. So you are in the ascension process. Yes. The answer is yes. Even though you may not feel it, even though you may feel completely bogged down, completely paralyzed, completely non-sovereign. But like I said at the beginning, I'm here to help you step back into your sovereignty. And the first thing is knowledge. You have to understand who you are. You have to understand what's going on, because once you awaken and once you understand the truth of who you are and what's going on, that's the first step to being sovereign, to freeing yourself, and to actually go up. Step by step into your ascension process. Right? So if this is the 3D, you may only be here, okay? You may only be here, and you haven't felt a lot of shift, but you are ascending because you're there. You're conscious of it. You know what ascension means. You know you want a better life. You know you want a higher vibration. You know you want to create paradise on earth. So you are ascending, even if it's just 0.1%, okay? Now the question is, how you get higher up on the ascension ladder, and how do you know? Basically, it's this. You have to start knowing without a doubt, with faith and trust deeply, that you are a spiritual, divine, eternal soul, and nothing and no one can really do you harm, can subdue you, can create your reality to you, for you and to you, and no one can take you down. Really not, no matter what happens. You have to understand that you are this divine being that has gone through ascension before, that knows what it's like. And you have to do everything to understand that every day, to jump out of bed and say, I'm a divine sovereign being, I'm a starseed, I'm here to bring light into this earth, and I know what heaven on earth looks like. I know what life is meant to be like. And this is the thing. You have to start to deeply see the truth of your divine sovereignty, of the power of your heart, of the power of your creation. And then you have to start implementing it. You have to start, and this is really true, imagination is the first step. You have to start imagining, what would ascension look like for me right now? What would heaven on earth look like? And then you have to start moving into that. You have to start looking forward into heaven on earth and focusing on it. What you focus on expands. So if you focus on the horrible stuff, if you focus on the descension, on the governments, on the agendas, on the digital currency, I'm flying back to Germany in a few weeks. I'll see what's going to happen with my digital ID. I don't have it. I'm not going to get it, but I'm going to have to give my fingerprint, my eye scan. Don't know what. Do you think I care? Do you think I'm afraid? Do you think I'm focusing on it? No. Heck no. I don't care. They can try to do whatever they want. I'm a free sovereign being of light, walking this earth, creating my paradise on earth. And that's what you have to really, you have to ground yourself in that. You have to believe that, feel that, see that every single day. And then you start, I saw, my friends, I saw a vision of paradise on earth. I'll do another video. I saw a vision because I wanted to. I said, paradise on earth is so close to me. That's where I want to go. I want to create my heaven on earth. I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be sovereign. I want to be unified. I want a beautiful community. I want to help humanity free themselves, be prosperous, have good food to eat, have beautiful places to live, be happy. And then I saw visions of paradise on earth. And I'm telling you, just start imagining, what would your house look like in heaven on earth? What kind of furniture would you have? Where would you live? Even your own backyard, what would be different in paradise on earth? Would it be full of beautiful flowers and tropical plants and birds, little hummingbirds whizzing around, full of cats jumping around, and a pond with fish, goldfish jumping around? What would your workplace be like? Even the workplace you're at right now in 5D heaven on earth, when people have ascended and people have stepped into unity consciousness, living through love and compassion and helping each other, being kind to each other, supporting each other. What would that be like? You would go in there and hug everyone, and you would have a little meeting and say, how can we serve humanity best today? And, you know, the neighbor would bring a few apples and give them to the other office workers, and you would bring a cake you've baked. I mean, those little things are important. Start imagining what heaven on earth would be like. Start imagining the flow of your life. Start feeling in your heart the truth of love on earth, how it would be like. And there are seeds of it. Start to focus on everything positive in your life. Start to expand that. That's what you have to do to start the ascension process. And you know what? Once you start focusing on that, plus, of course, doing your clearing work, doing your healing work, doing your meditation. And that's why people like me, I'm in service for you, wish to help you so much. I really, really wish for you to start stepping into that so you can experience little pieces of paradise on earth. I can help you with that. There's so many resources out there. Use them. Use them. Do your healing work. Do your clearing work. It's important to clear. It's important to know who you are, what star you're from, what your divine gifts are. If you start seeing the magnificence of your soul, the incredible ascended master that you are walking earth right now, this is easy. This is easy. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you. If you feel you're not ascending, and if then you are ascending, the difference is this. When you are ascending, your life gets better. Your life gets better. Things start unfolding miraculously for your benefit. Your abundance grows. Your happiness grows. Once you start walking the walk of the ascended master that you are, knowing, no matter what the circumstance, you are such a powerful creator. I know it's like a cliche. You are a powerful creator. Everyone says that. But you are. But you got to do something. You got to walk the walk, talk the talk. You got to have faith and trust. And walk as though you are the ascended master. Think positively. Bring love into your heart. Divine love. Act on divine love. Do the work of connecting with your higher self, with your angels and your guides to receive divine guidance. Work on it. Meditate every day. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. Can't just sit there and think, okay, why is it not working? Oftentimes, I think, wow, why is this not working? Why hasn't this manifested? It's because I'm not doing the work. You got to do the work. Right? It's not like sitting on the sofa and everything comes to you. Right? Take inspired, aligned action. And you know what happens? Doing the work, especially the inner work, once you actually can sit feeling powerful, feeling sovereign, feeling your eternal divinity, knowing you're a creator, imagining paradise on earth, seeing you walking forward, and with the power of your light, everything moving aside to let you go through in your path. Once you do that, and keep doing it over and over, reality around you shifts and changes because everything's from within. Everything comes from within. And then you'll find yourself one step higher. And what does that mean? How do you know you're ascending? One step higher means that you wake up feeling confident, knowing who you are, and seeing a difference and a change in your outside life. The higher you go, the more your physical circumstances will change. Now, one thing I must say, which has been happening, even if you're high on the ascension ladder, stuff still happens because we are in a very tumultuous third dimensional world where the negatives are doing everything to keep us down. They're attacking us. We're getting a lot of attacks from around us. A lot of people are leaving this planet, if you know what I mean. They're leaving this planet. Like everyone I talk to has someone, one or two people who've left this planet recently. And that's really hard. There's a lot of spiritual warfare. I mean, look what's going on. There's physical wars. The politics are crazy. You know, there's so many agendas. There are. So that stuff will still happen. But how you know that you're ascending is that even though all this stuff happens, you are solid and strong as a rock and you move through it without it affecting you too much. And that is the key. If you are able to walk through the chaos of the third dimension without it affecting you really, truly too much, and for that you have to do your practice. You have to be calm, strong, and know that no matter what, nothing's going to happen to you. You will be able to have a beautiful life and move through all the problems of the world and come out the other side and step into a life of more abundance, more prosperity, more alignment, more love, more beautiful things, everything that you've wanted coming to you. But it's not a smooth ride, I'm telling you. Like I'm like this. But the difference is that I have done my practice, and no matter what happens, it doesn't throw me off. I'm like, okay, there is some obviously emotional turmoil, but I'm able to move out of it and move forward and still maintain that vision of heaven on earth. And I'm telling you, if you keep doing that, one day, I don't know in how many years or how many lifetimes, we're going to meet again, and you're going to be showing me your heaven on earth. I'll be showing you my heaven on earth, and we will be living a beautiful life. And no war, no problems, no negativity, nothing like that will be able to touch us. And we can create pieces of that for us, pieces in our life. And the more and more people create that, the more unified, the more unification, the more power we have, and the more this spreads onto the rest of the world, and the more places in the world will truly be ascended, heaven on earth. And this happens in percentages. It's not like boom, suddenly we're there. It happens slowly, and you can do this. So knowing if you're ascending is not that hard. Look around you and look within you. It starts within. Remember, it starts within. And when you do that work, heaven on earth will unfold for you. I feel like I've had many pieces of heaven on earth. I've gone up, I've gone down. For example, in COVID times, I decided to be sovereign and not let any of that stuff affect me. I traveled the world and I went through empty airports. I traveled everywhere. I never got this, and I never got the deep, the test, that's like deep, because those were two non-negotiables. I said, I'm not getting that and I'm not getting that. And I traveled like, I went to Germany from Canada, I went to Africa, I traveled around Africa, back to Germany, Dominican Republic. I traveled throughout COVID because I decided to not let the fear-mongering and all those rules affect me. And in the end, most of the things that they said weren't true. I was able to travel, I had no problems. And it was really cheap too. And I actually had a good time. I was in Africa for 8 months. I bought a Jeep and I went traveling through Africa. And this was, even though everyone said you can't do that, it's not possible, how can you? I did it anyways. Because I had reached a certain level, a certain percentage of ascension. I decided that my earth experience is going to be beautiful no matter what. And I decided the deeper the agendas, the more I will accelerate my ascension to not be affected. So I realized that all these things that are happening now do not have to affect you if you choose not to. You may say, but I'm physically living. I physically lived in Canada. I had physical passports, but I was able to do this anyways. By not paying attention to it too much, I knew it was there. I knew the rules, but I decided I'm a sovereign free being. I'm going to move through the world without these things affecting me personally in a negative way much. I had to, decide when to fly and what to do, but in the end, I had to cross so many borders. In the end, it always worked out, because you know what? If you have trust and faith in yourself, in your guides, in your higher guidance, you are rewarded with miracles, with doors opening that you never knew were there, with aspects of the ascension process coming to you in such miraculous ways. People sending you an email that you need, someone opening a door you can go through, miraculous happenings that are not logical, that help you avoid trouble in this world, specific jobs or a business idea that you're manifesting. There's so many different things, and I've received so many miracles because I have trust and faith in my path. Right now as well, like my own life has been so crazy that I stopped planning. I stopped trying to figure out what to do next. I stopped trying to figure things out through logic. And I'm just open, knowing and trusting that my highest timeline is there. I'm walking on it. I am manifesting it. I am walking up more every year towards my heaven on earth. And you know what? Because of that trust and that faith, it happens. It happens. Miracles come through to help me reach a higher level every time, and they will for you too, but you need trust and faith and vision and do your work. And then when you ascend another little bit, you will feel it, you will know it, you will be like, wow, thank you for this opportunity. I never knew this was possible. This is so beautiful. You will have beautiful, amazing, miraculous things happen in your life. Like I said, stuff still happens. It has for me as well. But the key is to be open to divine solutions, to divine miracles, and not be so stuck on, I need to do this. One thing about this place, I'm in the Dominican Republic right now. In my place, I have a place here. It's like apartment block in the barrio. You know that, in the neighborhood, the most dangerous neighborhood, low neighborhood. I'm here for a reason. And I was going to sell this place. I thought that was the only possibility. Sell the place, sell the place, sell the place. And then I was open in my manifestation process saying, sell the place or whatever is best for me. My best solution, my best timeline, my best result, having trust and faith. And then suddenly I met someone who I'd known before, randomly at a supermarket as I was manifesting this, the same day, who came here and who told me, you know what, you can keep the place. Why don't you keep the place? Keep the place, and this and this and this and this you have to do. And I never knew that those are specific solutions that I didn't know about. And I'm going to do it. And once that clicked in, I'm going to keep this place, it felt like, whew, I felt the alignment. And it clicked, and it feels 100% right, and I'm acting on that divine guidance. That came in, that miraculous solution. And I know there's many steps towards the end, but I know miraculous solutions will come in. So if you keep your eyes on 5D heaven on earth, you're open to miraculous solutions. You do the work. You have faith and you have trust. Boom, boom, boom. You will reclaim your heaven on earth, piece by piece, percentage by percentage. And it works, my friends, it works. And I promise you, if you start doing this today, tomorrow you will see a difference. Every day, the thing is this, every day you wake up with a little piece of heaven and earth coming into your reality in very small ways. So, I hope that's helped. If you really, really want to accelerate going to the next level, I can only encourage you to check out the offers I have for you. Like I mentioned before, I have a new 3-month coaching program, one-on-one, which I've never had before, which I was guided to offer for you if you want to really make a change, really get the transformation, really step up more closely into that 5D heaven on earth. Check that out. It is below. You have to just click on the title of the video and then you'll see it all coming up. All right? So, thank you so much. I love you. Mwah, and I will see you very soon. Keep ascending.